Hey, this is PerkStream for July 5, 2023. We do not have to be bound by fear. Hey, thanks for stopping by. I hope you had an excellent July 4th. I read the blog of a guy named Sky Jethani, and one of the things he has done is turn me to the Middle Ages theologian Thomas Aquinas. And Thomas had this to say about fear: it's the great contractor of the soul. Think of it as a turtle, where when a turtle is afraid, what does it do? It sucks itself into its shell. Or it's like a medieval city under siege. All the people are doing their work, living life, and they hear an enemy is coming. So they gather as many supplies as possible and go inside the castle of their king to seek protection. They shut the door and hope that their supplies will outlast the supplies of those that cause them fear. Now, while all those things seem as prudent ways to respond to fear, this is something that Aquinas says. He says, when we are fearful like that, when we contract into ourselves, it becomes very hard to be a follower of Jesus, because now we cannot love our neighbor as we love ourselves. Responding to fear by kind of going inside ourselves may be understandable, but we can't stay in there. We still need to find ways to get beyond ourselves. And how can we do that? Well, I believe David gives us an example of it. Someone who was in a very fearful situation. In fact, he had many of them. But the specific one I'm thinking of is in 1 Samuel 21, when he came to Achish, king of Gath, a Gentile king, looking for protection. But everybody knew that David was going to be the next king of Israel. And so David had to fake being insane so that this king would think that I don't have time for this. And in that moment, he escaped. Well, after that incident, we have this psalm, Psalm 34, that David wrote. And this is what he said. He said, I sought the Lord and he answered me, and he delivered me from all my fears. Those who look to him are radiant. Their faces are never covered in shame. This poor man called to the Lord, and the Lord heard him, and he saved him out of all of his troubles. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him, and he delivers them. Taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the one who takes refuge in him. Fear the Lord, his holy people, for those who fear him lack nothing. David was in a terrifying ordeal, and he could have sucked into himself and said, peace out, I am not going to go here. But he chose to believe that the Lord could deliver him, and he relied on the Lord in that moment. And therefore, he continued his march towards becoming the king of Israel and trusting in the Lord with every step along the way. The Lord can deliver us from our fear when we call on him. It may not change the circumstances. It may not make them less fearful. And there may be prudent steps to take when we are afraid. But when we live in the fear, we become bound by it. And the Lord wants to deliver us from that fear. When we will live into the Lord's goodness, that breaks the siege, and that allows us to have a sense of well-being, because we know the Lord will take care of us in some manner as we trust in him. It means we don't have to fear anything around us, fear the circumstances, because the Lord is for us and he is with us. So I hope you'll take that good news into your week. The Lord is for you, and the Lord can deliver you from fear. Trust in him.